Simon Toohey is in the kitchen today and we're going to be baking a lovely pear cake.
Yes, pear and treacle. And
Very
I love
nice.
a cake. I'm a big fan of these things. You know, quick and easy for the fam, relatively healthy.
I like that. I like that.
Always is relatively. But it's pear-based, so can you jump on the pears for me?
Can.
Peel and dice.
Yes.
And it's also plant-based. So we're leaving out the butters and the eggs.
Yes.
But we need it to rise. And so there's a few different tricks in the plant-based world that you do to help that, to make that happen. Right?
Okay.
We're going to start with the wet ingredients, but it's using apple cider vinegar. Now you need that apple cider vinegar to react to the bicarb and the baking soda to then get that lift, because you need acidulations for it to get that reaction.
Very nice. I didn't know that.
I know, it's what happens when you do sort of like flatbreads and all this sort of stuff. It's very, very useful. Treacle, my favourite.
How good is treacle?
I know. I think when something asks for sugar, especially brown sugar,
Yeah.
I sort of just substitute it with treacle.
Yeah,
You
well-
have to cook it a bit longer.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
Why
because
is
it's an
that?
inverted sugar, so it's a wet sugar, so you need to cook out a little bit more of that moisture, whereas the dry sugar is just going to dry out.
Okay.
More, right?
And we could use
milk.
other types of sugars here if we want to use some maple syrup. That
For
would be
sure.
possible.
Maple syrup, agave, rice
Yes.
syrup, whatever your dietary requirements or just your preferences are.
Yeah.
I'd go that way. That's
Okay.
just a really easy way to do it. So then a bit of oat milk or soy milk or any sort of plant-based milk. Again, it's just that liquid form to create the moist cake.
Moist cake. We want, yes, we don't want a
That's
dry
right.
one.
No, negative ghost rider. Now, could you dump in that flour for me anyway?
Absolutely. So wet ingredients first,
Yep.
and then we add the
Dry
dry.
ingredients second, but there is one more wet ingredient that we're going to put at the end, which I think it needs a little bit of a feature. So we'll just
Okay.
hold the line caller on that
Ooh,
one.
surprise.
I know. Bicarb and baking. That's going to give it the fluff. A bit of caster sugar as well.
Okay.
And then finally, some macadamia oil.
Yes, I love macadamia oil.
Right?
Fantastic. I mean, you could use olive oil.
Yeah, right, of course. You can absolutely use olive oil. You can use any oil. You can use, whatever you've got on hand, really.
Yeah. I
But
find the macadamia oil, because it's got that nutty flavour to it, it goes really nicely with pears. So good choice.
I agree. And, of course, it's native.
Win-win.
Native. Now, ideally, sort of wet and dry all together, you kind of create this really nice, easy batter mixture, but just keep mixing it until there's little to no lumps.
Okay.
We're looking to almost a pancake, maybe a thicker than a pancake mixture.
Okay, I
And
love
if
how
you need to, add a little bit more oat milk or milk.
Okay, and I love how it's just all in one bowl,
Yep.
mixed together.
Yep.
Very easy. Now, these pears are Bourbosque pears, which are fantastic for cooking, aren't they?
They are great. I love them.
Yeah.
And I think the best thing about pears, they ripen inside out. So when you buy them from a supermarket, they're always crunchy. And people get really afraid. It's like, well, I don't know, I like a soft pear. They're never going to be softer at the supermarket.
Yeah.
So you take them home, put them in a bag with a kiwi fruit or a banana, speed up the ripening like an avocado.
Yes, yeah.
But you can cook with them when they're crunchy, make salads when they're crunchy,
Yeah,
or you bake with them
absolutely.
when they're soft, or eat them raw when they're soft.
Yeah, I mean, I just leave them in the fruit bowl and a couple of days later,
Yeah.
they're
Rock
good.
and roll.
What else could we use for this recipe?
For this recipe, I mean, look, it's seasonality. You can go berries if you really wanted to. You can go
Yes.
apples if you really wanted to. You can mash a couple of bananas and follow the same recipe. You
Great.
can wait till the pears have gone absolutely jammy like a brown pear, like a brown banana,
Yep.
and you can use them at that stage. So just use this main base as your starting point,
Yep.
and then add from there.
Okay, fantastic. And sorry, I didn't even ask how you wanted these
Like
cut.
that.
Is that okay?
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly
good.
like that. There's something about, I think, cooks that sort of end up knowing where it's going to be, and if not, we just make it work no matter
I don't
what.
know, you may have wanted to put the batter in and whole pears.
That's a true point, yeah. Maybe. Look, we haven't all got your amazing sort of culinary mindset, so we'll stick with dumping it all in one and hope for the best.
I think little pieces are great because when you slice the cake, each little mouthful will have some pear in it, which is
Sure.
nice. And we've got a loaf tin here. We've lined it with some baking paper.
Yep,
And then in she goes.
here we go.
And how long are you going to bake this for?
So if you're using treacle, double the time. I know that sounds really weird. So if you haven't got any treacle at home and you use regular sugar, like caster sugar,
Yes, yep.
maybe 25 minutes, but
Okay.
because we're using treacle, I'm going to go about 40 minutes.
Okay. And we've just got a little bit of extra sugar here for some crunch.
Yeah, I love putting raw sugar on top of cupcakes, on top of like little loaf pans like this. Just a little texture at the end.
Love it. All right, into the oven she goes. Well, Simon, this looks like a delightful cake.
Little rise, little,
Yes.
the raw sugar still hasn't sort of melted, so it's still crispy.
It smells really good. I can smell the pears in there. Shall we take it
Yeah,
out?
for sure.
There we go.
Done. Look at you. See, it's so lovely.
Just
Can you go for
slide,
a slide?
straight up.
Ah, see, confidence.
So easy.
Confidence, that's what you need, everyone. All right, shall we cut?
Yes, please. Because we've got that treacle in there and the pears. Oh,
See?
Fantastic.
Look at that. I think
looks
those
great.
pears that you cut, mate. That's where it's at. So, and then we just gently with a serrated knife because you don't want it to crackle and crunch.
Cooked to perfection.
Yeah, I reckon it's really lovely. How nice is that?
I want to have a taste of this.
Yeah, you take that bit and I'll keep cutting.
There we go. No, you have that
Okay,
one.
good,
We're going
good,
to taste it together.
All right. The pears have gone jammy, right?
Yeah, so good.
Gorgeous.
This is a cake I would actually, I mean, I could eat it any time, but with my morning coffee, pear, treacle, and that macadamia oil comes through too. Sensational. It's a really lovely cake right there.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
It's very good.